Hello and welcome. I'm excited to have you with me here today. My name is Connie-Anne, and today I have a special treat for you. I am here with Shireen Silva. She is a network marketing entrepreneur and executive. Welcome, Shireen.
Hi, Connie. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, Shireen, just before we got on here, we were talking about all your experience in the network marketing and multi-level marketing industry, and you're talking about things, problems, misunderstandings that people have in that industry. So, I'd like to ask you about a few of those that you kind of pointed out in the beginning, if I may. And the first one was you said not all multi-level marketing companies are created equal. So can you talk about kind of the differences between them and how do we know a good one from maybe a not so good one?
Okay. Well, for one thing, a company that's been in existence for a long time tends to demonstrate that they have the right formula to keep their customers, retain customers, compensate their business builders, compensate the people who are working the business, right? So I think the longevity of a company and its track record is a good indication of how good the company is and how credible it is in the industry. Newer companies tend to flounder a lot in the initial um, startup phase because they are trying out a compensation plan. They're testing out products. They're adding and doing away with products, and that can sometimes create upheaval as well um, in the amongst their distributors, for example. And we find that with the newer companies, there's a lot of companies that exit within 10 years of starting up because they don't even survive those 10 years because they're struggling to find the right fit, or they're struggling to find the right what do you call it, equation, I guess, to sustain. They lack that sustainability that a company that's been in the industry longer can has proven to be successful at. So I think the way I gauge the success or the credibility of a company, for example, is to see how long it's been in business, how happy its distributors are, and what systems it has in place and what products it has in place. There's a good chance a company that's been around a long time is very successful at meeting client expectations. It's got a product that everybody loves, and more products, a range of products. And the newer companies just can't keep up with that. That's why a lot of them are here today and gone tomorrow.
Mm,
And I find also in the industry that even amongst people in the network marketing space, um, there's a transition happening at the moment from people in the low ticket marketing space to high ticket network marketing, because when you think about it, the effort that everyone puts into their business is kind of quite similar, whether you're marketing a high ticket product or low ticket products. It is still You still put in a lot of effort and energy into reaching the right people, attracting the right people in your business, speaking to them, converting them. And with a high ticket product, you tend to have you tend to earn more because obviously the commissions you're being paid on marketing a high ticket product is much greater than when you're marketing low ticket or low price products. You might have what the commission you might earn on, say, 20 customers in the low ticket marketing space, you would earn just from one customer in a high ticket marketing space. So that's the difference too. People shouldn't think that all network marketing companies are created equal. They're not. They're very different in their approach, in their compensation plan, in the products, how valuable the products are, how necessary the products are, and it's not harder to do uh, to market a high ticket product than it is to market a low ticket products. People's priorities in life are different. People's where they choose to buy and where they choose to shop is equal. I mean, it's I'm sorry, not equal. It's different because everybody has different goals in life. Some people are happy driving a Nissan or a Toyota. Some people just won't buy Japanese cars. They prefer continental cars, and it's no different. It's no different the amount of effort it takes to sell a Rolls Royce than it is to sell a Toyota. It's just the people different. You just the person who's really Rolls Royce will in a heartbeat and will not think about the price, and someone who's shopping for an everyday car to drive to work, for example, will be ready to buy that car when they want it. And it's not on the part of the salesperson, it takes the same amount of talking to get that customer over the line. And it's just they're different people, but their readiness to buy is the same, is kind of equal. The salesperson has to do the same amount of work, but yet the person who's selling the Rolls Royce is selling more than the person selling the Toyotas, obviously. And so it's about in network marketing, it's all about finding the right match, finding the pain point of the person who's out there looking for an opportunity or looking for products, and meeting them with a solution, with your solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all perspective, really, it sounds like. So something else that you talked about, you're talking about the salesperson. A lot of people think you have to be a salesperson before you even get into network marketing, and I know that's not true, and you know that's not true, but can you help other people understand why that's totally just, it's not a thing?
Yeah. Well, one thing, no one is born a salesperson or no one is natural at it. It's and there's so many different approaches to it, right? And it's all about the training you receive. It's all about your self-belief as well. And you don't need to be a natural salesperson if you're following a system. If a system is guiding you as to what to do, to make that first sale or to bring that first business builder on board, then you don't have to be natural at it. You're just trained into it. You're trained in, and I think the most important training is actually your training in how much you believe in yourself. Because there's a lot of inner work that goes into selling products or promoting or talking about an opportunity. It's about selling value, and to whether we know it or not, salespeople, we all do sales when we're at a job interview, when we're trying to get our child into a particular school. We're all doing some form of selling, and those are not things we're natural at, but are things that we know we need to do to achieve a certain goal. And I think in network marketing, you don't have to sell products if you understand the formula for success, and you take on board the training, and you follow the system that's already been invented. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to follow the steps to getting the results you want. Because if it works for one person, that same system will work for another person. Just how good you are at following a system is what determines your success in the end.
So, following the thread of the older companies that have been around forever, then are you saying that older companies also have kind of an established process for training their team to do things in the right way for their product? Is that right?
Yes. The training not only comes from the company, but it comes from the people who are actually working the business. And when they found, and they're trying out different things, and certainly the way we approach network marketing now is very different from the way it was approached maybe 20 years ago, where you had to create a list of potential people that you want to speak with, and this is comprised of people that your warm market, so to speak, friends and family. And that's not the way network marketing is done these days. I'm sure you might share what you're doing with a few people you're close to, but you won't actually look at them as your ultimate customers. Ultimately, your customers exist in this, big universe or this world. Your customers you don't even know yet. Many times when you start a business, you're bringing people on board that you hardly even know. And if you're following a system, you will attract those people to yourselves. It's all about these days, at least in the last 10 or 15 years, it's all been about attraction marketing. Sure, a lot of people still don't get that yet. And they're still following the old systems of whatever they've been taught by their support team of, making a list of people you want to contact, um, making cold calls and all that. That all might have worked in the past, but now that people have been flooded by so many different products and opportunities out there, and people have a lot of choice, amazing choice. Those kind of opportunities are very time. Those approaches are very time consuming, and they tend to make you burn out before you're ready to quit. You feel so tired and exhausted, and that all that rejection that comes to you tends to discourage you, and that's why people fall out of business opportunities or network marketing opportunities. When you put out a message that resonates with someone, the yes comes more easily, because you are just putting that message out there. You are speaking to the hearts and minds of the people that you want in your business, and those people will somehow align with your message, and they will come to you, and they will, at least that's what a system is designed to do. It's designed to get the people that you want to reach, um, listening to you, trusting you, and eventually coming on board as one of your customers or one of your business partners, because you have a message that resonates, that aligns with their values as well. So when and that does not happen when you're making calls. It's a longer process, because we're not in the business of convincing others. We're in the business of matching their needs with what we have. And when you have that match, then that business, the magic happens. It's Yeah, so I find that a lot of the old methods don't really work anymore. Some people are still practicing even on social media. They cold messaging, they're sending, they're making small talk to build that relationship before they tell you what they actually want from you. And that's not the way, I choose to do it. I'm not comfortable with that way, because I don't like being prospected that way. So, and I'm very, very fortunate to be in a team that does it in such a different way. We're so, we want to stand out from the crowd. I love that. And I think that was what resonated with me personally. The fact that everyone that I'm working with or being mentored by believes in attraction marketing, standing out from the crowd, being different, and being your true authentic self. And then the right people, the people that love you and trust you, will come, be drawn to you, somehow come into your world. And I find that, and that's not unusual these days in social media, because I find myself drawn to a lot of influencers, and I would trust them in a heartbeat. Whatever they promote, I would pay attention to, because I just resonate with them on some level, like whether I like their humor, or I like their dancing, or I like the way they do makeup. I tend to be influenced by whatever they promote. And so, it's all about getting people into your business that align with your message. Then there's no resistance on their part. You're not convincing them of anything. They just resonate with you, and they want to join you because you have something that they find of value, and they would love working with you. And that's the way. Sorry, that's the way I was when I have lipstick on my teeth. That's what drew me into this business. I first heard about the program I'm in 24 years ago, when I first started network marketing, and it didn't appeal to me then, and I thought, who would pay that much for this? that product. Who in their right minds would do this? It must be so hard to push those products. It must be so difficult. So I joined cosmetic companies, health supplement companies, because those are products people can relate to and people need. And I thought it'd be so easy. Yeah, sure, you get those commissions and you feel that satisfaction from getting a few extra $100 a month, or 1,000 or 2,000 extra a month, and that was rewarding to me, you know. But knowing what I know now after 24 years, I think this makes a lot more sense. High ticket network marketing makes a lot more sense because um, we have a product everybody needs. We have, we know how to reach the right people who would be willing to make that investment, and then and we earn so much more every time we make a sale, or bring someone on board as a business builder, because it makes our ad spend so worth it. With low ticket network marketing, if you're trying to promote your business through organic means, or through paid advertising, there's so much, you don't get very much return on investment. So with high ticket network marketing, at least your ads are paid for. When you bring a customer on board, you get a good return on investment. And isn't that what business is about? It's not, we're not in it to make a loss. We're in it to grow our incomes. That's what we want, ultimately, to escape the 9 to 5, which is the daily grind, and so you have to find the product. I mean, you have to find the program that will help you achieve those goals in the shortest amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Wow, you're such a wealth of knowledge. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. One other thing, before I actually want to go back to something you said, but before we do that, does a person at the top of the food chain get all the money? That is such I hear that all the time. Oh, I'm not going to join. Only the people that have been there from the beginning make money. That's why people are really drawn sometimes to the new companies. What you're saying, stay away from. So, uh, is it only the people at the top that get rich in these companies, or can the person who's just starting make a decent wage at it?
I think so. I don't think. I mean, I don't think the person at the top makes all the money. It all depends on how much effort they've put into their businesses, right? Because they obviously, and if the person at the top makes all the money, I'm sure it's worth it for them. I mean, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is justified. You know why? Because they assumed the risk before anyone else did. They tested the market out. They worked hard to build their organization. But in network marketing, there's no one really at the top. It's just the person who's been around the longest, who's done the most work and has the biggest organization. That's the person we call the person at the top. If the person who joins the company first, in its early days, doesn't do any work, they still will be nowhere near the person who's putting in all the work. Their incomes will be nowhere close, because the compensation plan is designed to reward people who are actually working in the business and working on the businesses, on their individual businesses. So the person at the top, what we classify as the person at the top, is the person who's actually put in the most effort. That's why they're at the top. They're not necessarily the person who joined on day one, or the person who joined the business 5 years before you, because anyone can come in, follow the system, work the compensation plan, and achieve the same results as the person who joined 5 years before. So when we say the person at the top, we actually, I mean, the way people visualize it, I think that's the misconception. Right? The person at the top is the person who joined first, and he's got this big team under him or her, and that's the person at the top of the pyramid. And that's why pyramid selling is so hated, and rightfully so, because that's an unfair system, where the person who joined just by virtue of being the first person in the organization gets all the money. That's not how it works. Actually, it's very meritocratic. It's very efforts based. The compensation plan rewards the people who actually grow their businesses and develop a sizable organization that's producing volume and making sales. So that's why you can always be the person at the top if you are starting and doing the same work as the person who started 10 years before you. The person who started 10 years before you has had a head start, of course, and that's why they are earning more than you. But that should not make you think that the person at the top is making all the money from you, because compensation are not designed that way. Usually there's always a cut point for companies. They don't pay till infinity, that they'll go to a point where it's sustainable. A company will not be able to sustain itself if it pays an infinite number of levels, commissions on an infinite number of levels of distributors. So the person at the top is not necessarily profiting from you as such, but that person is also doing the same work as you, and he's got a lot more experience and a lot more credibility, and that's why he or she is making all the money. So people shouldn't think that the one on the top of the pyramid, so to speak, is making all the money. That's like the corporate world, right? The person at the top makes the money, and it's because they are seen as more valuable than the people at the bottom who are doing all the hard work, because their ideas matter, their strategies matter, and they've probably designed a lot of programs or systems to help the company succeed. And that's the way it is in network marketing too. The person who's making the most money has a lot of systems in place and a good strategy and good people, and he or she, I keep saying he, but because the person in our company is a he, but it's the person who does the most work. You will see that person being very active because they're loving and I think it's so important for all of us to really enjoy the process, to enjoy the journey, and rejections happen all the time. We go to a job interview, we're not guaranteed of getting work. We face rejections in many different ways, in many different circumstances. So why should we let rejection, that's part of selling and marketing, affect us? It's a business we have to enjoy and keep doing, so it doesn't feel like work. And honestly, to me, it doesn't feel like work because I'm so enjoying this journey. And I want to be the person at the top one day. Maybe if someone one day will see me as the person at the top. Yeah. And the person that I joined in this business, just to give you a little bit of a story, she has earned a 6-figure income in just 4 months. So like, she's the person I want to listen to, because that's what I want. That's what I aim to be as well. That's what I want to achieve. And so she was a natural mentor for me. To earn 6 figures in just 4 months of work is astronomical. It's just, I mean, it's just, to me, it just takes me out of my comfort zone right away. It takes me out of my limiting beliefs. Like, to think that I will achieve that in a year or 2, maybe 5 years. All that's so limiting, and I don't want to have those limiting thoughts. I want to think that I can do that because I'm following her system. So yeah, I love that. And she has a lot to teach me. She's been in the business, not in this business, but she's been in another company for 9 years. And I've been in the industry for 24 years, working inside network marketing companies and working as an independent marketing executive or independent distributor. And, I still have so much to learn from her, because techniques, strategies, the way we approach business is changing all the time, especially in the network marketing space, because it is, because the old strategies don't work anymore. People are tired, fed up. They're so jaded by the industry. They've had enough. They've given up, or they've been so, how you say, what's that word? They've been so, approached. They've been approached so many times by friends and family on different things, and it just leaves a bad taste in their mouths when companies fail, or when people leave opportunities and they don't get the support anymore, or they just get tired of listening to people approach them to buy stuff, and And so, it's the strategies, the way we approach business has to change. And it indeed it does. And I'm very happy it has, because I was really not good at the old way of marketing marketing a business opportunity, and I will never do that again. I will never cold call relatives or friends. Not cold call. I will never approach them anymore, and I will
Yeah.
never cold call any strangers. I used to talk to people on the streets. This was 24 years ago, right? I used to hand out flyers on the streets to people to invite them to a business opportunity meeting. And I'll never do those things. I did cringy things like invite people to makeup parties, invite my friends and family and then make a sale, try to make a sale at the end of it. It was supposed to be like a fun, pampering day for the girls. And then at the end, they know that there's a sale that I want to make a sale. And then out of courtesy and out of kindness and obligation or whatever, they buy a product. And that's not how I want to do business anymore. It's no longer about making making people feel guilty about not joining you or not buying a product from you. But now it's really about reaching the people who want your product, who want your business opportunity, and they're happy to do it. There's no resistance on their part. Yeah, I want to reach the hearts and minds of people who want what we have or what we are doing. That's important to me. Not someone who just buy products from you to make you happy for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real honor in that, I don't think anymore. The attraction marketing, I love that you're teaching that to your team and that your upline is teaching that to you. I mean that's really the beautiful way to do it. Selling it to people who get the know, like, and trust factor, and they're and they like you, so they're like, okay, what do you got? Let's talk, rather than the people. And everybody watching this, we've all been hit up by somebody and they're pretending to be your friend. You're like, okay, what do you want? Just tell me what you're selling, right? But
That's
but I
exactly
love
right.
I love your approach. That's beautiful. And that's probably why you and your company are so successful. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We have the winning formula. And having seen so many business opportunities, and that's another reason why I won't um, approach my friends and families, because they've been approached so many times before by me. Would you like to try this? Hey, I found this supplement that's really going to help your dad or your mom. Or I think this is great for joint pain. This is good for your heart health. And selling all of that. I've been approached them for so many things, from detergents to supplements to what else? I don't know what else. Some other new technology that's come up. And I'm a bit tired from doing that, and I bet they're tired from hearing from me. So the next time I talk to them, it's not going to be about whether they'd like to try something new. And I want to just maintain that healthy, happy friendship, the family relationship. And so it's going to be so different now. I'm not going to be messaging anyone, because people already anticipate what's coming when you message them. Like when you go, hey, hi, how are you? I've been thinking about you. People are starting, if you've approached them before on different opportunities, they're really going to feel like, oh, what is she doing now? What's she going to tell me about now? And maybe that's my one limiting belief, right? Maybe that's what I'm feeling, perceiving they're thinking, but they may not actually be thinking that. But still, I guess it's from me, it's from how I feel. I'm just kind of projecting how I feel when someone says, hey, how are you? What have you been up to? That really puts me off right away. I don't know why. It does, but I guess because that's always a precursor to whatever opportunity you're trying to sell. Like, hey, I found you in this group. I think we have the same values. I thought I'd connect with you. Hey, are you open to finding something else? You just know what's coming. And I don't like that small talk. I want to build up a relationship with people, so that they know, like, and trust me, but without that small talk in the beginning. And I think we have the formula for that now. I think we finally found a program where we don't have to do that, because it's not necessary. It's very off-putting for one thing. And but we have so many other strategies to get to the clientele or the target audience we want, or the target market we want, and we don't have to make those little, conversations that seem very disingenuous, would you say, like not genuine or authentic, but made up conversations, copy and paste sort of approaches, and that's not what we believe in. We have a system that is not copy and paste. It allows you to be your true self. It allows you to be your authentic self, and while while you reach the people that you want to work with, ultimately, it's not, yeah, we don't have to make small talk, which is nice. We only guide them towards where they want to be. They're making the decision all by themselves. They're saying, yes, I want to work with you. And then you guide them to the steps to getting there. And then we plug them into the system. They get the training they need to do their own, approaches then, or to build their own business. They have the systems in place. Everything is supported. They get all the support and the help they need to close sales, to bring prospects, you might say, over the line. So, and that's so nice. It's so nice that I don't have to approach friends and family anymore.
Yeah, I love your approach. I love your approach so much. So you've been in the business for 24 years. You've been with the company you're with
Yes, different
for really with different companies, and also working for the actual companies themselves, right?
yes. So I've been
Yes.
to events,
Yeah.
and I love, and that's really, yeah, I love this about the industry, right? The events, the excitement, the hype. It's not even hype, it's the good training that you get at these events. It's the personal development. It's seeing ordinary people who were once shy, then suddenly become these mega earners. And I love seeing that. I love seeing transformation in people. And that's what, I want everyone in my team to be equally transformed. I want to turn their ordinary lives into something quite extraordinary, And I want them to raise their beliefs, to raise their self-belief especially. And I want them to raise their game and achieve everything in life they dream of, because your dreams are worthy of your attention. Your dreams are worthy of your action, or being realized, because your dream is there for a reason. For some reason, you know every one of us has a dream of doing something, but what stops us is actually life circumstances. Other people stop us, and your dreams are important enough to realize. And so I want everybody who joins our business to see the life that they've only dreamed about up to this point, and to really make that transformative change, to enable it to just come into their lives. I'm all about manifesting, attracting the right people, but you have to do the inner work. It's more about inner work than what strategies also, and that's why the training that we get has a lot to do with believing in yourself and believing what you're
Mm,
capable of.
yeah.
Not just,
Success
yeah,
is an inside
not
job.
just the work. Yeah, that's right. In a nutshell,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's an inside
Yeah.
job. Wonderful. I am sure there's a lot of people watching this video right now, and they know they got to talk to you. They need to talk to you. So everybody watching this, somewhere around this video, there is a button that you can click to get in contact with Shireen and talk to her. She's a wealth of knowledge. She knows the industry inside and out, and she knows what it takes to get to the top. So thank you so much for your time today, Shireen. It's been really, really
You're welcome.
educational. Thank
Thank
you.
you. You're welcome. Thank you, Anne, for having me on.
You're welcome.